Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? For the cheapest coins anywhere, check out MMOEXP.com and use code ZERK for 5% off your order. Link is in the description.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
So I'm a little bit behind this morning, but the competitive pass just refreshed, and I gotta say, it's not good. Okay, there's a lot we need to talk about today. Gonna be a bit of a rant, but sometimes it's gotta happen. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Infinity Clowny for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel. To notification bell on, comment down below. Noti Gang. Also, guys, the Russell Wilson 0.5 total yard special is live right now on Underdog Fantasy for Sunday Night Football. If you sign up using code ZERK, it'll double your first deposit up to $100, and you will get this Russell Wilson 0.5 yard special. Follow me over on Twitter for my picks. Today we have a lot of NBA, so I'll be working on that. Have that out later this afternoon. And then, of course, we have this weekend UFC, college football, more NBA, followed by NFL. And we have been hot on NFL Sundays. All right, so let's talk about this because this is getting really, really bad with the competitive pass. Now, number one, for those of you guys that don't know where it's at, as you can see, we have Season 3 Harvest and Ultimate Preseason. For some reason, it's not currently showing under active. That's number one, the issue there, right? But if you guys can see here, if you just go to archive, hold right trigger, it'll show right here. And you can see there is the competitive pass. So yes, competitive pass refreshed today. It is now out. You can go ahead and start grinding on it, right? Here's the issue. And there's multiple issues, okay? Number one, if we just scroll on through the rewards, right? Obviously, we have the 89 overall B&D, aka Champion Fantasy Pack. That's kind of, mid at this point. We have some solid players. I will say that. I feel like the players with this are kind of solid. 91 overall Jack Campbell. That's a very, very solid card, right? But I will say this. The cards for this season, you don't really have to rush to be the first 1,000. For those guys that don't know, the first 1,000 people to get to Jack Campbell or Darnell Washington, you get a one you could sell, number one, auctionable, but you also get one that has extra ability buckets, a champion ability bucket. There's really no good abilities in there, so there's like no rush to really complete it this time. But we come into problem number one. They removed the free legend. Yes, as you guys can see, it is 2 Legends packs. It is no longer a free full legend. Right now, I actually am still, just so you guys can see this, I am still holding on to my legend player pack right here in my unopened pack. I have a 91 overall legend champion. This is going to affect the market quite a bit, I will say that. For those of you guys that don't know, obviously when people get their free legend from the competitive pass, well, what does that do to the market? It obviously is going to make those legends and those set legends a lot cheaper, right? So that's going to affect the legends market for sure. We're going to see probably set legends, even the LTDs, be a little bit more expensive because after a couple of weeks of new competitive pass and, people are getting these free legends, that does drop the price on them quite a bit. So number one, that's terrible. I mean, I literally can't even explain to you guys the decrease in value now of this here, right? The 2 legend packs. You could literally open up this and get like 60K worth, okay? You could get like 60K instead of 400K, 500K, 600K. So really bad, like very bad, EA. That is terrible. Totally not okay to do there. Oh, and also, by the way, they did it at the end as well, right? So it's not just there. It's also at the end here at level 53. They changed it to be 2 legend packs. So number one, they probably just took away like 1 million coins worth of value. You could say, I'll say like at the least, probably like 700K, 700,000 coins in difference there. Of course, legend packs in general, for me anyways, have not really been that good this year. So I'm not expecting to get much out of these legend packs when I finally get to them. Instead of getting a free full legend, that is auctionable. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. It's dumb. I don't understand it. It's really, really dumb, right? So that's one main issue there, okay? Next up, let's take a look at what they did to Mut Champs. Number one, we have win Mut Champs games now as one of the main objectives. Look at this. There's only 5 objectives. Record total offensive yards from Mut Champs, score points, and return kickoff yardage. And then you have win games. So winning games, obviously that was a big issue for some people. People want to go through, they want to grind it out. There was a bunch of objectives. They didn't necessarily want to have to win the games, and I understand, right? It's a competitive pass. You're supposed to be competitive with it. So I'm not necessarily against us having to win games. Okay, I'm not against us having to win games as an objective. But when 2 of the 5 objectives for Mut Champs are to win games, that's an issue. So that's an issue itself. Now, this next one is going to be a big issue. Now, again, I know a lot of you guys have had issues with solo battles, right? Solo battles, like, were unplayable. Some people, I think, still right now, like, can't play solo battles. Hopefully that's fixed for you guys and you can play them. But here's the thing. They have now ruined solo battles as well. As you guys can see right here, win games in solo battles, score points in solo battles, score special teams touchdowns in solo battles, win solo battle games as well. As you can see, for my weekly solo battle objectives, it doesn't necessarily state that I have to do it on, like, veteran difficulty, right? But if you come on over to milestones, you do, to get extra competitive pass XP. And guys, this is 200 competitive pass XP points in the milestones. You have to win 100 solo battle games on veteran difficulty or higher. So obviously a lot of people would just go through and play solo battles. They would play it on the easiest difficulty because there was no point having to play in veteran, because obviously playing on veteran is a lot harder. That's going to restrict the amount of points you're going to be able to score. Now, while I don't necessarily think people will struggle to win those games because veteran is only like the 3rd difficulty, it still is going to make it a little bit harder to get basically everything done that you wanted to do, right? Because a lot of people would head in there, they would just get whatever you can out of these, but obviously playing solo battles allows you to do a ton of this stuff, getting tackles, offensive yards, touchdowns, field goals, sacks, tackles, all of that. A lot of people go through and just play solo battles and they would get done with their milestones. Well, having to play it even on 2 difficulties higher to, you know, obviously knock out this, because it's a lot of competitive pass XP. Out of all of the milestones, guys, that's 200 XP. All of these right here combined is barely 200 XP, if it even is 200 XP. So that's obviously really, really big. And winning 100 solo battle games is still pretty crazy, but yeah, you're obviously going to want to play it on veteran difficulty. You're not going to want to give up this 200 XP here. And that's going to result in you not really being able to necessarily farm it as easy as you could. Overall, as you guys can see, all of the changes they made today are dumb. They're bad. They should not be like this. I don't know what EA is thinking. If you take a look at the other stuff, like head-to-head seasons, right? Pretty normal. Score touchdowns, attempt 2-point conversions, win games, you know, passing TDs. This does say win 3 season games in a row. It's only a 10 competitive pass XP objective, so I guess it's not the biggest deal. But really, the biggest deals to me would be this one, having to play the solo battles on veteran difficulty. Then, of course, the Mut Champs, you know, you got to win. That's literally 2 of the 5 objectives for Mut Champs. I know people are not going to be excited about. And to me, this is a huge change. Absolutely huge change. 2 legend packs instead of 1 free full legend. The amount of value that we just lost from this one and all the way at the end is absolutely massive. So I 100% don't agree with these changes. I think they're bad. Hopefully EA will change it. Yeah, I will tell you this right now. This is about the max I can do. As I always tell you guys, I literally have zero EA connections. There are some YouTubers that do. Those YouTubers obviously have said they have EA connections. You may have seen them post videos about, you know, doing stuff with Madden early, whatever, doing those videos. I'm not taking shots at people at all. I'm just saying they may have connections. But the thing is, even they can't really do anything. That's kind of the sad part about it, is even those guys that may actually have EA connections or have somebody to talk to, it may not be able to get anything done. Like, that's just kind of the sad part of it. We are pretty much stuck. So I tweeted at EA. You guys can go ahead, tweet at EA. That's what I recommend you do. Reach out to EA help, tweet at EA, whatever you want to do there. Obviously, that is essentially all that we can do. I have absolutely zero direct connections. There is not a single person that I can talk to at EA about this, and I just got to say, hopefully they will, you know, listen to the community feedback and the community uproar, because it's just bad. They need to fix this. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out these.